Closed captioning for The Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today we find out what's planned for a cityscape at Brill's. And I prepare a fabulous green risotto. But first, the new season is finally underway at the Youngstown Playhouse. I'm here in the lobby with Jim Canacci. Guess where we are? Youngstown Playhouse. After almost 2 years, they are seating audiences again. Jim Canacci is the playwright and the director for The Gone Away Plays. And I had no idea on the background of this book, story, and stage show. So tell me about the book.
Well, Christopher Barzak, who's a local author, still lives in Youngstown, teaches at Youngstown State University, was kind enough, when I contacted him, to allow me to turn his award-winning novel into a play for the stage, for the youth theater. And I had asked him if I could work with him on one of his previous novels, and we never, over 10 years, we were never able to meet together and do this. And so this is like the culmination of many years of me bothering him and asking him, can I turn one of your stories into a stage production? And this, the Gone Away Place, which is going to be on the main stage here, is the culmination of all that work.
That is amazing. Now, The Gone Away Place kind of goes back to our tornado.
Yes, in the 80s, yes.
In the 80s, I think that was 85.
Yeah.
And I mean, it just took a whole, I mean, you can still see evidence of it going through Trumbull into Niles, Hubbard, Liberty. And you know, there's trees that still
are bent sideways, yes.
And it's unbelievable. And I, unfortunately, was out of town. I missed it. I was living in Portland, Oregon back then. But I can remember, I mean, it made national news and everyone was affected by that.
Yes.
So now it's set, though, it's the tornado.
So he didn't write about that specific tornado, but having lived through that, he said, I'm gonna take this idea of a tornado, put it in the present. And so it's written with kids from the present so that young audiences can identify with it. So there's things like cell phones and stuff like that that wouldn't have been in the 80s.
Yes. Well, with me on this sexy couch in the lobby is the artistic director, and that's Joshua Green, and he is also a Youngstown native.
Yes.
And when I was reading his biography, guess what? Youngstown Connection alum. And you know, that's a pretty big deal, being in the Youngstown Connection. And God bless Carol, man, because what she has done for the city schools and all those kids is amazing.
Yes.
And that's where you got some of your performing chops, I imagine.
Oh yes, a lot of my performing chops came from Connection. My mother was I come from a artistic family. My mother was a dancer and an opera singer, so she was my dance teacher. And I started singing in high school, and then I saw like my friends were in Connection. I was like, I'm gonna be in Connection.
How did you wind up as the artistic director here?
Wow, it was very, very much a surprise to me. It was not in my plans at all. I come here to visit family, and the head of the board, John Cox, you know, we'd see each other. I'd come and do stuff with him. We hang out at his house. He's like, you know, we have to look for a new artistic director. I really think you should put your hat in the ring. And I would go, oh, I love the Playhouse so much. Absolutely not. I am not moving back to Youngstown. And so, you know, we laugh about it, but I wanted to be a part of the process, you know, to help and, you know, make sure. And Kayla Boyd was here working as a, you know, a consultant, and she was such a great grant writer, and she knows all this business stuff when it comes to theater, because she's in that circuit in Chicago. And so, you know, as a team, we were kind of just trying to help, and she was already kind of working here. And in the interview process, they were like, listen, we're gonna start looking at people who are not local to run the place, so you might as well interview. And I was like, well, I will interview because I definitely want to make sure the process goes right. And we wanna make sure we how this is going to look realistically and what it is that you'll need from these people.
Yes.
You know, so I did the interview process not thinking that they were going to pick me and not actually thinking that I would want to do it either, because it's not this far into the business side. I've never really gone. But like during the interview process, I realized that I was very passionate about it, and it was something that
And you possess the skills you probably didn't even know.
I didn't even think about it, you know?
Yes. So now you are going to get to put your stamp on 21-22 season.
Yes.
What are we looking at, Josh?
I cannot officially say what they are yet, but we're gonna do a continuation of this season.
Yes.
Which will be shows that I pick. So we're gonna do it's kind of like a other half of this season, we'll call it that, in the springtime, so that we still fill out in that normal fall through spring thing.
Yes.
So we're gonna do about 3 to 4 shows between February and end of May, which we did pick these shows, and then do the normal. We'll have some great summer activities. You know, we like to plan. We want to do a lot more concerts and things. We've been using our parking lot a lot.
I know you had
and it's
trunk
been great.
or treat.
We had the trunk or treat event, which we had a turnout that it was almost 300 kids came.
Yeah.
We had no idea it was going to be that big.
That's great.
We have an amazing education director. Her name is Sarah Dimitrick. And we also did a food truck drive before Color Purple as well. Food truck fundraiser. And we plan to do so much more stuff like that in the summertime, some outdoor concerts, things like that.
And I am just so happy the doors are open back here, because
You and me both.
this gave us a big, big boost for the Youngstown area. We needed this to reopen. The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
Beauty finds a dwelling place, and peace enters as an abiding guest. In winter, the snow falls softly from the sky. The great hearth would blaze. What magical effects that has a charm of its own.
This holiday season, we cordially invite you back to Greystone, as Olive Arms might have imagined it, to celebrate memories of Christmas past, a Mahoning Valley tradition.
Kamara Jewelers is the place to buy an engagement ring because we want a relationship with you that lasts a lifetime. Your commitment with her is the same commitment we have to you.
We want to sit down with you and teach you about diamonds, so you're educated on what you're buying. We have the largest selection we ever have, which is the largest in the area, and at the best value. And if it's not something in our case, we could always custom make it. We can make any dream come true.
Get real, get Kamara.
Rulli Brothers has a great choice of quality cheeses. We use our relationship with Old World Houses to specially select the product and then have it custom cut and packaged by our own local artisans. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Join the Isle and Purple Cat family. Employment opportunities are available. Given is living. Join the Isle and Purple Cat family. Employment opportunities are available at $13 an hour. Given is living.
To own a business where your name's on the window can be pretty cool. That's my family. My name is Danny Catullo, and I'm the owner of Catullo Prime Meats. My grandfather started the business in 1962. I was able to take our old style butcher shop and bring it out to the new age using e-commerce to get our products to more customers. When we started shipping, there was not a ton of information out there. That's where we really worked with FedEx so they could be able to help us with our perishable shipping. We were taking on new purchases that we never had to make before. Boxes, coolers, ice packs, anything that was involved around shipping. So we can no longer do this with the cash that we had on hand. So because of the Plum Card from American Express and all of its benefits, it was a natural fit to help grow our business. And when someone calls and lets you know that you made their dinner, that's satisfaction that you can't get anywhere else.
I'm Elizabeth Bernard, For more than 30 years, I've provided our Valley with sound legal advice. My associate Jennifer Rigetti and I will be your legal representatives if you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident. Don't try to handle it yourself. We'll navigate the red tape of dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the obstacles that you'll face. Remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases, and hiring a lawyer does not mean you have to go to court.
Call attorney Elizabeth Bernard, local legal experience for more than 30 years.
Family-owned Mayflower Woolham Insurance Group is your full-service independent agency. Our family works with a variety of insurance companies, so you have the best choices for your insurance needs. Let us find the right product at the right price. Personal lines, business, farm, commercial insurance, life insurance. Trust locally owned Mayflower Woolham. You focus on what's important.
We'll take care of the details.
Mayflower Woolham, close by with 3 locations to serve you.
You better come on in my kitchen.
Today we are going to prepare green risotto. It is a really versatile dish. I'm making mine with spinach and kale and peas and parsley, but you can add green beans, you can add asparagus. I'm just keeping it really green. If you're a vegetarian, you can sub out the chicken stock for a vegetable stock. But this is really a nice and easy dish. It could be a side dish or an entree. And best of all, it really cooks in the oven. You prep it on the stove, but you don't have to stand there and stir and stir and stir for each addition of liquid. I think you're gonna really like it. And let's go to the stove and get started, and we're gonna make green risotto. For this recipe, you'll need 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 1 small onion finely chopped, 3 cloves of garlic minced, 1 cup of arborio rice, 4 cups of kale, stems removed, thinly sliced, 4 cups of chicken stock, 4 ounces of baby spinach, 1 cup of peas, if frozen, thaw them, 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, plus more for garnish, 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter, juice and zest from 1 lemon, 1/4 cup of fresh chopped parsley for garnish, and salt and pepper to taste. I preheated the oven to 375, and over medium heat, I have added the olive oil. And I'm waiting for it to shimmer, and then I'm going to add the onions. Now make sure you have a Dutch oven or just an oven-proof dish with a lid so you can stick it in the oven when we're done getting this prepared. So now I'm going to add our onions. There's a little bit of a sizzle, and we are going to cook these for about 3 or 4 minutes until they soften up. So these are nice and soft and translucent. So now I'm going to add the garlic. And with all the vegetables, you really want that onion and garlic to add the flavor. I'm only going to stir this through for about a minute. All right, now I'm going to add the rice. And we are going to mix this rice and get it coated with the oil and the onions and the garlic. And we're just gonna toast it a little bit. And if you noticed, I haven't added any salt or pepper. So now I'm gonna give a few grinds of pepper to add some flavor, and about a teaspoon of salt. So we'll mix this up. So as you can see, it's cooking down nicely. Now I'm gonna add the kale. Since the kale is a little tougher than the spinach, we are going to cook this down just until it gets wilted. Might be a good time before we add our stock to just give a couple more grinds of pepper and just a little more salt. So now I'm going to add the chicken stock, and I'm going to turn up the heat and bring this to a boil before we place it in the oven. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. All right, we've got it at a nice brisk boil. And I'm going to turn it off. My oven is preheated. I love this pan, but boy, these handles get hot, even just on the stovetop. So now I am going to put this in the oven. I'll check it at about 20 minutes, but it's usually about 20 or 30 minutes before it's ready to go. And then we will finish off the green risotto. All right, so the green risotto was in for 20 minutes. Now we're still gonna have a little bit of sauce in there, which is good, because now we are going to add our spinach, which is of course very delicate, and we will stir this in the hot liquid and get it wilted. And that won't take very long at all. Now I'm going to add the butter, and that adds another dimension of flavor. And as that melts, oh my gosh, you're gonna love this. I'm also going to add the ½ cup of cheese. All right, so we'll get this all blended together before we add our fresh burst of flavor with the zest and the lemon juice. So now the butter's melted. Finish it off. Lemon juice and the zest. And this works so nicely with the peas and the spinach and the kale. And if this green risotto is not green enough, nothing is better than fresh parsley. I love it. Garnish it. All season dish. Spring, winter, fall, summer, winter. You are gonna love the green risotto. And what's really nice is this very reasonably priced Chateau Compiègne out of France. They make a wonderful rosé. And remember, rosés are not just for summer. They go really well with these nice light dishes. So delicious. There you have it. Risotto without all the stirring. Go to my website, caseysecondnov.com, and get this recipe for green risotto. I promise you, you're gonna love it. Cheers. The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor. I am back with Rude the Dude at the Magic Tree Pub and Eatery. And get ready, the fall menu is here.
Yeah, you know, our fall menu's out now. Like I said, we brought some new things on, some old favorites. So we're just gonna try it out. Along with that, we have some of your favorite local craft beers, the pumpkin beers, the fall beers. We've extended our hours for football seasons back, some of the local high school games, professional games. So we're just getting ready for the fall and winter season. And remember, it's never too soon to start thinking about the holidays. You've already got class reunions and showers over in the Wine and Spirit Room. So if you want to book your party, now's a good time to do that. Yeah, we can cater it at your house or cater it here. So if you want to take the night off and come in and let us do the cooking for your parties, we can do that. And if you need any information, of course, you go to their Facebook or their website, magictreepubandeatery.com.
I got COVID before the vaccine was available. I spent 3 weeks in a coma, 97 days in the hospital. My lungs failed, my kidneys failed. They asked my wife 3 times to pull the plug.
We have eliminated polio, measles, mumps, and other viruses through vaccinations. We will eradicate COVID with vaccinations.
You don't want to have to go through what I did. Get the shot. Protect yourself, protect your family. Thank you.
Direction Home of Eastern Ohio, providing resources and access to the COVID vaccine. My basement was dreadful. Cracked concrete, chipped tiles, it was my dumping ground. Carpet, vinyl, wood don't last. Now I have Pebblestone, the best basement floor covering. It has transformed my basement and expanded my family's living space. It's easy to clean, withstands flooding, and will never need replaced. You will love your basement. Pebblestone, the best flooring system.
Call today to save 60% off your new Pebblestone floor for a limited time only.
Rulli Brothers is way ahead of the competition. Check out Rulli Spice World, where you can buy bulk herbs and spices, plus candies, nuts, and fillings for pennies on the dollar. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Is it time to update your color style? R&S Paint will assist you with your choice of over 3,400 Benjamin Moore colors. Vibrant, durable, and easy to apply. Be current, be stylish. Shop R&S Paint.
I'm all about local, and my bank is Farmers National Bank. Farmers is the true hometown bank in the Mahoning Valley, standing strong for our local families and businesses since 1887. Farmers is also future-focused with a lab branch, interactive teller machines, and best-in-class mobile mortgage app. We've all learned the value of local relationships, businesses, and communities. Switch to Farmers.
GABA Camp is happening now. Your help is needed. GABA Camp is an educational camp for those with disabilities. Your donations will build a barrier-free vacation spot for those with special needs. Donate now. Giving is living.
Well, if you have not heard, Youngstown Cityscape has purchased Brill's Flowers right here on the west side. Sharon Ledson is the executive director for Cityscape, and this is an ambitious project you have taken on.
Well, hats off to our board and to our funders for us to have been able to purchase, and it's exciting.
Well, there are a lot of plans. We've been talking, and we're in the greenhouse right now, and Brill's was here for almost 100 years.
Little shy. Yeah.
Right across from Calvary Cemetery, and I had a flower account here. I just think of all the times we've received flowers from Brill's.
Well, I think they were well known for their quality and really their fairness in pricing and their beauty. So.
Yeah. And what are your plans? I mean, there is so much here. Wait till we show you some of the different areas. What are you thinking you're going to do with this gorgeous space?
Well, first of all, this is a little change in terms of what people typically think of nonprofits as doing, but it's really a social enterprise. It's a business. We plant all the flowers downtown. We share flowers throughout the city with neighborhood groups, but we wanted to cut our costs some way and figure out if we grew our own plants and if we started a social enterprise, a business that people would support, that would allow us to do bigger and better things. The Mahoning County Land Bank is one of our partners.
Yes.
They have all these parcels throughout the city. How they look, they have to be very careful about how they're planning what they're going to do on those parcels, and it's exciting to partner with them for them to be growing native species for our community to have access to these kinds of things.
Who else is joining you in this?
Well, we have some other partners. Community Corrections Association. We've had a long-term relationship with them. Their male population has helped us downtown in the beginning years. They watered, they still cut the grass and do a number of beautification kind of things. Their female population did not have an opportunity for work experience. So we're hoping that this greenhouse will be of interest to them to teach them a skill.
I mean, there really is a lot that you can do with this space. I mean, it's huge.
Well, my hat's off to our board for stepping up and realizing that we had the ability. Our chair had a vision to see the possibility, and our donors, because again, this is not what you typically see, but it really is the trend. Nonprofits really do need to have a revenue stream, and your social impact can be connected to a revenue stream.
Exactly.
It's a good thing. It's
Instead
a good
of always
thing.
going with your hat in hand,
Yeah.
now you're able
Yes.
to generate your own funds.
Right.
I mean, it's
Right.
it's perfect. Well, you got to remember the old retail space here, and it is really been well maintained. I love that desk, by the way. You got to see this madman desk. But you know, I can remember coming to the counter, and I'm going to help you right now. What can I get you, ma'am?
Oh, I want 16 bouquets, please,
16.
today.
Okay, I think we're a little light on flowers right now. I will put an order in for that. But what are you going to do with this? This is a good retail space
It's
here.
great retail space, and this space is really going to be for our makers, our Youngstown makers.
Yeah.
We want to include them in this space. So I'm not sure what that looks like. Maybe it's Rocky Ridge syrup on our shelves.
Yes.
Maybe it's somebody that makes homemade soaps. Maybe it's someone that is a knitter and
We have
does
so
beautiful. We
many,
have so many
yeah,
cottage
cottage
industry,
industries.
right, who are looking for places to be able to sell their goods. And so this is a way for our cityscape at Brills to support those industries. I think we're all looking for unique things and a way to support local.
Exactly.
And those are things that have been important to Youngstown Cityscape, and we're going to continue them at Cityscape at Brills.
The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.